Hello everyone, my name is Dotted and welcome back to Minecraft Create Mod. This mod pack is all the mods 10, but I mostly just use the Create mod. In my previous episode, I made a giant steam engine to power my base. It makes about like, 300,000 stress units. Anywho, in this episode, I'm going to be making an iron farm, an andesite alloy farm, as well as a burger factory. With that quick intro out of the way, let's go ahead and get this video started. First thing I did was kind of write down a few goals I had. I needed an iron farm, some type of auto tools, that way I can, mine out big areas without having to waste a good pickaxe. It would also be great to automate all the basic Create mod items, pretty much the entire Andesite age, but that's probably not going to be this episode. The first thing I'm going to work on is probably digging out a farm. I needed food. Every time I use the vein miner, it uses like a set amount of food that you dug out. It's to make sure that the mod isn't overpowered. While I was digging this out, I had a great idea. I remembered that this mod pack includes Farmer's Delight, which is a bunch of food items that you could do. It adds a bunch of crops, it looks really aesthetic. It also adds the ability to make burgers. So I think I'm going to automate burgers and just live off of that for the rest of the game. And don't worry, I'll get right to making the iron farm the moment I'm done with this. I just need to be able to, have food. It's kind of hard to see since there's no lights, but I'm using a hose pulley. In my last video I used one to get infinite lava, but in areas of less than 10,000 liquid sources, it slowly shaves that liquid from the top all the way to the bottom. It's draining the room. So I'm going to use that to get rid of all the water in this little area I dug out. I'm also using fluid tanks to contain the liquid, and then whenever you pick it up, it just deletes whatever's inside it. So I could just completely remove all the water from this room. Just gone from this world. With all the water gone, I can finally build the floor. The entire base is cobblestone so far, but it's fine. I do have some build ideas for the future. My next episode, I'm going to do a big storage system. And the one after that, I plan on expanding above ground. I want to actually build some cool builds that aren't just hidden underneath the earth. And remember, if you have any build suggestions that you think I should try out, I read all the comments. I'm happy to do anything y'all want me to. Check this out, guys. I made a little entrance for my farm. I think this is pretty nice. This is, I added some windows. I want some open feeling to this base. Okay, time to lock in. I need to grow 4 different crops. Tomatoes, onions, cabbage, and what was the last? Wheat to make bread and also feed the cows. Speaking of which, I need a cow auto system, something to breed them. I'll use entity cramming so that way they just die once there's a certain number of them in there, and then I'm gonna take the beef patty, cut it, and cook it. Then I just mix all that together inside of a basin, and then boom, burger. First thing I'm making is the cow farm. I made a little pillar with a glass around it. The plan is I have a fan behind the cows, and then whenever they die from entity cramming, it drops the item, and then the fan pushes it forward onto a conveyor belt. Super simple. I made sure to be really careful with these cows. I had to take off my front door, otherwise they wouldn't fit the room. Either way, just dragged them both down here and then shut the doors to my main base. Come on, moo-moos, it's time to go into your forever cage. And with that, we have the cows. Now I just need to set up the rest of the farm, probably the crops. Remember that little stand I made? I'm gonna do like how villagers do it, and I'm gonna have like cloth on top of it. It's gonna look like a little shop front. I love doing simple builds like this. I think in the future I'm gonna build like cool little storefronts inside my base that you can grab items from. I know for a fact I'm gonna do a Create mod IKEA. You know how cool that'd be? For my auto farm, I'm going to do a gantry system. So instead of having, like how everyone else does it, a spinning harvester, I'm going to have a harvester that moves back and forth. I think it'll just be a little bit better for these odd-shaped little crop fields. I went ahead and made a simple design. Underneath the floor, I put a gear shift with a toggled power latch and a pulse timer. Every 8 seconds or so, it sends out a singular pulse, which changes the toggled latch, which is like, think of it like a light switch. It's either on or off, depending on if you give it a tick. And then the gear shift changes the rotation of the shaft. So one way is forward, one way is backwards, and then it just does that for the rest of its life. And we have crops automated now. Next part of the plan is making the recipe for the burgers. I figured since I want to combine all the items, all the crops onto one conveyor belt, I'm going to make them go to 4 chests that are right next to each other, and send out a pulse that, dumps one of each item. That way, even if my conveyor belt backs up, it'll never have too many of one item. It'll always be exactly what it needs. And as for all the seeds, since harvesters auto replant everything, anything extra is going to be dumped into this lava over here. Where the hell is my cogs at? Oh my god. Why is it on fire? Oh my god, the lava. Dude, I should have thought about this. I don't know why I didn't think about this. No, 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 no. Okay. I think that's all of it. Oh my god. As it turns out, lava is kind of flammable. And, well, I learned my lesson there. Don't put lava next to flammable items. So, I'm gonna wrap this lava with stone, and hopefully it never burns stuff down again, because my entire base is wood. Okay, quick showcase of my splitter system. I used a pulse timer up here, which keeps the, funnels constantly on. And now, every time it sends out a tick, it gives the exact amount of wheat that it takes to make bread. And for the other items, all the other ingredients that I need, it just sends out one of them. So it makes the exact amount of stuff that I need to make a burger. Cow farm time! Number 1, I don't need leather. So any leather I get from these cows is going to be dumped into the funnel in front of me and straight into the ground, which is just going to despawn. All the beef is going to be pushed forward, sliced, and then cooked by a campfire, and then it's headed straight over to the mixer that I put next to my shop front. That way it mixes all the stuff together into a burger. Alright, here's the finished factory. I'm gonna throw some beef on here to show y'all. It gets cut up by the Farmer's Delight mod that I have, cooked by the campfire onto a depot. Then after that, follows this conveyor belt all the way over to the mixer, gets turned into a burger and put into storage. I'm fed for life. Now that I weigh over 300 pounds, I need to dig out the iron farm. We're gonna do the andesite and the iron farm in one spot since they go together pretty good. And since I have such a good saturation source, the burgers, I can mine out most of my base pretty damn good. The only limitation is just how fast I can make pickaxes. I'm gonna make a couple of pickaxes. Oh my god, oh, that is 22 pickaxes. Alright. 11 pickaxes later and I have the area dug out. Now I just need to put all the components in there, decorate it, and make bank. I really should figure out a better floor pattern. This cobblestone floor is starting to feel too easy. I know in my next base I'm gonna watch like 30 building tutorials. I want it to look amazing. I want this best base ever. I can't stop thinking about it. The post-production update of the crate mod added factory gauges, which lets you automate more precisely. Like you can have, I want 100 andesite alloy ingots at all times, and it'll set to that number. So I might automate the entire andesite age. I think the biggest part of that would just be automating gearboxes. You know how many times I've had to sit there and craft like 4 cogs and turn it into a gearbox? It takes forever. Alright, time to explain the iron farm. It's very simple. You have a cobblestone generator, and you take that cobblestone and grind it down into gravel. And then if you wash it with a fan, it has a small chance to drop iron nuggets. And then a very high chance to drop a bunch of flint. But we use that for the andesite alloy, so that's going to be useful later on. I'm going to do a 50-50 split of the iron nuggets. Half of it's going to be turned into iron ingots, and then the other half is going to be turned into andesite alloy. Which is all kinds of fun, because now I don't have to craft it myself. Besides, mixing it actually gives you more if you do it, instead of a basin. Crafting it gives you like half the amount you're supposed to have. I had to go ahead and turn the drills around, because it turns out I think you used to be able to waterlog them, but I guess you can't anymore. I don't know if that was a feature at one point. I might just be crazy. I'm crazy. Okay, I just remembered that before I can actually build any of the iron farm, I need to build the crushing wheels. So that's going to take mechanical crafters, and each one takes an electrode, brass casing, and a crafting table. Alright, let's go ahead and craft these. I need to put this at the bottom, this in the center, this at the top, and oh my god, that's 63. I guess it makes more than one per craft. Alright. You know, these things are actually pretty easy to build. It's just, they've got just a large crafting table. It just has a little bit hanging off each edge. And the crushing wheel recipe has the outside rim as andesite alloy, the 4 inner rings as wood, and then the very center is andesite, or stone. Boom! Crushing wheel. Ta-da! Okay, now that we have the crushing wheel, we need to lead all the cobblestone that we're making, or going to make, up above and into said crushing wheels, which I'm not sure how I want to place down just yet. Okay, I figured out a pretty simple method. The wheels of destruction. Anywho, if you spin 2 crushing wheels directly into the center, so towards each other, they will grind anything you throw into the center of them. So, if you take something like a chute, it'll drop the item into it, and then boom! So let's say our cobblestone, it'll be ground up into gravel. You know, now that I'm looking at it, we are making way more cobblestone than we're using, so I'm gonna make a few more crushing wheels before I get this started. I want to have at least 6. Okay, due to having more crushing wheels, I had to change the conveyor belt design. I raised it up by a whole, I think, 2 blocks. That way, instead of having just a chute that goes into the crushing wheels, it's item hoppers. That way I can just have them straight on the bottom of the conveyor belt. And if I go ahead and turn it on, all 3 crushing wheels should start making gravel. And that's it for my gravel generator. Aha! Okay, now we need to do something with that gravel. First thing we need to do is wash it. Nothing here works without washing it first. I'm just gonna have the fans blow into a chest with funnels on the front that are facing in towards the chest. That way I can put a filter on it and I can filter out gravel. Now I filter gravel specifically because we only want the byproducts. We want flint and iron nuggets. So the gravel will sit there until it's fully washed. Cool little trick you could do with barrels, if you put a funnel like on the conveyor belt, it works as a buffer and also a splitter, so that way you can grab directly off a belt without having to do any shenanigans. That barrel is for flint only and is going to be used to make andesite. Had to set up a second splitter for the half going to the andesite and the other half going towards my ingots. I can't wait to automate iron ingots. I'm so tired of having to make cobblestone pickaxes for everything. Having iron tools will be a huge advancement. Turning it on, we have no problems. We're now making infinite iron, and eventually, right after this, we'll be making infinite andesite alloy too. By the way, I forgot to explain, if you have 9 nuggets inside of a basin, a press will, compress that into an iron ingot, and the same thing's for the ingots. If you have 9 of them, it'll turn it into a block. Alright, time for the next cool recipe, andesite alloy. If you mix together gravel, flint, and lava inside of a mixer, it produces andesite. And then, of course, if you mix that with iron nuggets, you get andesite alloy, which is far more efficient than crafting it in your inventory. This also means I won't be begging for cash pretty much every time I need to build a factory. I'll actually have the materials to build it. Last thing I need to do is just pipe the lava in real quick, and then we'll see if everything works. Let's go ahead and take a little look-see. Connect this final presses, and we are set. Wait, that's making the wrong thing. Hold on, I need to fix this. I need to set the filter on this to make only andesite, because there are apparently multiple recipes that I did not know of. Last thing I need to do is hook up these, and that powers my mixer. Yay! Andesite alloy! Oh my god. Oh, no more having to craft it. So happy. And with that, I've pretty much finished my iron and andesite farm. I still need to build a roof on it, but that is not my concern right now. I am just happy I have these done. This is gonna power my whole world. While I'm doing cool stuff, I'm gonna make an item called the Extendo grip, which gives me like plus 5 blocks of reach. It needs a specific component though, called the precision mechanism, which is kind of annoying to automate because you need to take a gold plate and hit it with 5 small cogs, 5 large cogs, and 5 iron nuggets. In that order, 5 times in a row. So, 1 small cog, 1 big cog, 1 iron nugget, repeat the process 5 times. And that gives you 1 precision mechanism. And it's not guaranteed. It's a chance that it could break, by the way. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I had to specifically fit the mechanical crafter to the recipe size. Maybe that was just me being dumb or something, but I kind of wish that you could just keep the full size mechanical crafter while you're doing small stuff too. Anywho, I went ahead and put in the recipe, and I put a cog in the top right. Shaboom. And we now have an extendo grip. Yay! Dude, this thing is so useful. I don't have to jump to build the roof anymore. Like, what a... Oh man. I forgot to make that stupid back take. No. Now that I have one of these, I am never forgetting to fill this up. I do not want to make another extendo grip again. Oh neat, they make a little ding sound when they're done. Now I can finally finish my roof. Before this, I'd have to like constantly spam spacebar. Either that or I'd have to climb up and build above the roof, which this is just such a good relief. I had a very cool idea y'all might like. If I dig down, here we go. I made a ceiling fan. Dun da da. I think this is so cool. I love having cool little details inside my base like this. Are we ready for this? I don't know, let's just go for it. Here we go! Get it! Get it! Oh my god, it's chasing me! Let me! No! Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Why is it only chasing me? I can hear it right behind me. Spring, we need to gang up on it. We need to gang up on it. Extendo grip. Extendo. I should have made a better sword for this. Oh man. I need to heal. I need to heal. I need to heal. We both need to heal? Oh no. If we don't kill it fast enough, it's just gonna heal. We need to do something. You know what? If it's just gonna chase you going that way, I'm going to turn around and go the other way. I'll just meet you on the other side. Why are you so hard to hit? Oh my god, it keeps on going away. No. Boom. Boom. Yes! Yes! It's trying to chase you down the hole. I can get good hits on it. Stay down there for a second. Oh my god, my health. My health! My health! My health! My health! Oh, I'm dead here. Oh. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Gang up on it! Kill him with fire! Beat him up! Beat him up! Beat him up! Beat him up! He's almost dead! Yes! We killed him! Oh my god. We killed him. We killed him. You've made it to the end of the video! Yeah! Consider subscribing, man, and leave a like. I read all the comments down below. I'm at 313 subscribers right now, so I want your vote. Every vote makes a difference. Anywho, I'll see you on the next episode when I'm making a giant storage system.